But we for sure have to start off with our Cowboys last night against the Pittsburgh Steelers in a classic finish down to the wire. Got to have it. Fourth down, clutch, money in the basket. Dak Prescott came through for the boys.
Yes, sir.
Talk about
Yes, sir.
it. In a sloppy game, I must admit. Sloppy, and nasty game in all the words that you can find. It was that.
It was.
What?
Yeah, so final score 20-17. Prescott went 29 for 42 for 352, 2 picks, 2 touchdowns, especially that second touchdown that sealed the game there. Justin Fields went for 15-27 for 131. He wasn't too bad, but it wasn't enough to overcome. This was this is something that we needed to see from them. They showed some toughness, they showed some resiliency. This is we've been lacking this for a long time. Usually when we get punched in the mouth or if we're down some key players, we were down Micah, also D-Law, Bland, and the young kid at corner. We was missing him as well, number 21. So for us to push through and find a way to win when the obstacles was stacked against us, man, it speaks volumes, man. It speaks volumes. It's a lot to build off of.
Let's just keep it real. The saying that goes with the Cowboys: "What can go wrong will go wrong." Is what they said about the Cowboys. And that felt like one of those games yesterday. Last night, it felt like one of those games. Like, man, this is one of those times where everything just goes wrong. You got injuries. You're coming in. Your team is down. Your team is injured, and then you get into the game. Offense can't get going. Dak is turning the ball over. Miscommunication. We can't get the protection right. TJ Watt is wrecking the game. And then, and so it just felt like one of those games, like, man, like when it's a rugged game, a tough game where you got to just find a way to win. Dallas normally do not win those games. Most of our games are pretty. We have pretty wins.
Yeah.
We win by multiple points. We up in the game. It's not, we haven't had many gutted out type of games. And that was one of those games. And as a Cowboy fan, you should be happy to see that out of your team, to find a way to win.
Yeah.
Not just with the players, I must admit. I give Mike McCarthy credit. I give the defensive coordinator credit, Zimmer, with using what they had. They was very thin, and they got production out of those players. A lot of them, we didn't even know their name, and they got production.
I still don't know that.
And that was excellent coaching, excellent poise by the team. I was telling Jonathan, I'm gonna touch on this.
No, for sure. And the way they had them prepared, even when Tyler got hurt at left tackle, and they was ready to put Tyler Smith out there at tackle. Him being prepared, sliding right out there. And to be honest, he actually did a better job than Tyler.
That's the thing I want to say. I think we found something there, because when we made that move, Dallas started to run the ball down their throat. When they put Tyler Smith on the outside and brought TJ Bass in there, if you have been looking at the Cowboys game the past few games, the thing that's been holding us back has been penalties. Off of every big play we have is coming back because Tyler Guyton is holding.
Yeah.
And so
that's for sure.
Remove the penalties, man. We started to move.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's I mean, he has to be up there as in like leading in far as just holding and false stars. Those are drive killers. Those are, you know, kills morale. You start building a good drive, and then all of a sudden he gives up the inside and he gets to reaching and holding, and then he doesn't even hold well. He holds and Dak still gets hit. So I think that may be an option, especially with the way Bass stepped in and played guard. So you didn't lose a lot there. I mean, of course, it's just one game. Um, so we play some teams that had some dogs in this inside in that one technique
Yeah,
and three technique.
I think we did. Hayward he's a monster in there for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, but
He's a monster in there. Now, is he the best? No, he ain't the best.
yeah,
He's not no
he
Chris
like he
Jones
like
or
40
that.
years old.
He's
No,
not no
no,
Chris Jones. He is a
no,
grandpa out there.
no, for sure. He got gray hair coming in. Like me, I got a few hairs, but yeah, he definitely has that going on there. Now yeah, I mean, I will be open to it, especially if Guyton's going to be out a few weeks. I'm not sure the severity of his injury, but I think he does need to probably sit if possible and kind of just see the game from a different perspective because right now he's not quite there yet. I knew he was raw coming out, um, but if we can, let him sit back and kind of just watch it from a perspective um, on the sideline for a while, that may actually be helpful for him. So,
Oh, I know he's
um,
gonna be. I know he's gonna be missing some time because his back is so. Because he been getting whooped thoroughly, week after week. He been getting his tail whooped, and I giving the young fella some grace because he is a rookie. I give him grace, but man, he has been getting brutalized, and it has been costing.
yeah, no, that's for sure. But yeah, if we can do that, I just wonder how thin would that make us, as far as just depth at that point. If we move Tyler Smith to tackle and bring Bass in, you know, um, I know with what's the guard name, uh, the president, um,
Zach Martin.
Zach Martin. He's starting to get nicked up more and banged up more. You know, getting older. So I wonder how, at what point, he may go down for a game or two, possibly, and who we'd have to, put in his stead. Um, so I kind of see the writing on the wall with him. So I just wonder to see, you know, what our depth look like.
I think
Or if we have any.
I think that's the beauty of Tyler Smith with him being so flexible, being able to be elite on the
Mhm.
tackle position and also as the guard. He's
Yeah.
able to move. So depending on which lineman you have available. So let's say for instance if Zach Martin goes down and Tyler Guyton is there, you can stick Tyler Guyton back out at the tackle. You can move Bass at the guard. You can move Tyler Smith at the guard. So he's able to move and be flexible because of his flexibility. That pose well for the Cowboys. Now, if he was just stuck in, I just got to play guard, then yeah, you'll be in some hot water.
Right. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, just a
I
matter
think
of
I think Bass is going to be that guard that's going to step up and be that replacement.
you think so?
I think they're grooming him, unless now Dallas is they known for drafting good linemen. So unless they go out and get them one, but they're known for drafting good linemen.
Yeah, if we don't do nothing else, well, we can draft some linemen. That's for sure. That is for sure. Um, now, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna play this. because yeah, the way that it looks like is they're not too fond of him right now. And then with this injury, that might just be give them all the more reason to sit him down at least for at least through the bye.
Well, what happens is now you give Bass a chance to prove himself. So if Guyton's out and Bass is in there, and Dallas continues to run the ball like they running the ball, I mean, what are you going back to? If you can run the ball like this with Bass in there, and him and Smith is moving people with Cooper BB, like, what are you going back to? Like, this is what you've been looking for. You've been looking for a way to run the ball. The run game. Everybody say, yeah, Dak made phenomenal plays down the stretch, but what won them that game was the ability to run the ball, because they was able to run down the clock so much that when they gave that ball back to the Steelers, it was no time left. And you only can do that if you can effectively run the ball. And that's how you win ball games.
True. The only thing that may hinder that, and this may be beyond McCarthy's call, is that he's a first round pick. And the politics coming into play. Because you know how that come into play. You spent the first round pick on him. And you know how they do now, instead of letting him develop, sitting over and develop, they
well,
they let him just.
If that happens, then we know for sure that Jerry don't want to win. If Bass gets in there, I'm saying this would be for sure, because if Bass gets in there and he helps us continue a run game that has been decimate for almost 2 to 3 years now. We haven't been able to run the ball at all. And if we can run the ball behind these guys that are starting, and Jerry comes in there and change that, then you know, okay, Jerry doesn't want to win, because it's working.
It's not about he want to win it his way. We're gonna have to do it. It's as delusional as it sounds. We're gonna have to do it in spite of Jerry, because all of his actions for the last 30 years have shown that he has not wanted to win. I mean, look more recently, the last few years, when he traded Amari Cooper, because how he felt. He let his his personal reason get in the way of that. I'm glad we got CD, but
I hated that we traded Amari, but I was more concerned that what we got in return for Amari Cooper.
Exactly.
With Amari coming off of 1,000-yard season, I was more concerned that this is all that we could muster up for him. Like, we didn't even get a 3rd-round pick for Amari.
Yeah, I think we got a 5th.
We got a 4th and a 5th round pick. It's like, you couldn't even get a 3rd?
Didn't even try.
That was I was more concerned about, like, if you're gonna make moves like that, let the move be somewhat worth it, or let it be, beneficial to what we're doing. Don't just be making a move just to make a move. And so that's been Jerry's downfall. He's making moves, but they're not moves to an end. Like, they're not going anywhere. It's just, I'm making a move because I feel like I want to make this move.
No, that's facts. It's the way, like I said, his actions has proved that he doesn't want to win. He just bought his bottom dollar. As long as we stay relevant, and they talking about us on ESPN and Fox and NFL Network, and we're in the top slots there. That's all he care about, really. Uh, and then just look at his actions this offseason. We didn't really feel any of our uh needs really
I mean,
this
we
offseason.
we did, but we didn't. And my thing was this offseason, and yeah, everybody wanted a running back, um, for sure. But the thing that hindered a lot of offseason moves was you took so long to sign your guys back. So you took so long to sign CD back, you took so long to sign Dak back, that took so much time and took precedent over everything that needed to happen. And so, um, it was just kind of chaotic. But I think that it's not that we don't have a running back that can run, because Rico Dowdle showed us, like, hey, if you open some holes, I can run. It's the fact that the running scheme changed and I think me and you talked about this a while back, that needs to get under the center and they need to get in that power eye with that fullback,
Yeah,
and they need to
yeah.
run the ball with that lead blocker. And when they did that last night, Rico Dowdle was turning them up. I think he had four and a half, average 4.5 yards a carry, almost 5 yards a pop.
Yeah, 4.4, 20 carries for 87 yards. Yeah,
Exactly. So that shows you, like, in Pittsburgh Steelers, they are a top defense. Like, you're not going against chopped liver.
well, let them tell it, man. They gon' they let them tell it, man. Now they not, but
I
it,
mean,
it comes after we've when we played them and we fared well against them as far as the run.
This is my favorite saying. Like, you can't downgrade a team when you pick them to win. So if you pick Pittsburgh to win, you can't now call them sorry because Dallas beat them. Because if you thought they were sorry, you should have never picked them in the first place.
Facts.
And so that's my whole thing. All these analysts talking about, well, the Steelers ain't that good. It's like, well, why'd you pick them? Why'd you pick them? Excuse me.
No, that's my whole ordeal is, that y'all wasn't saying this when y'all picked them to win. And all of y'all was picking them to win.
We were underdogs.
We was underdogs. So for you to now all of a sudden, change your tune. No, keep that same energy. Give Dallas their credit. Like I said, compared to what we had to face, the weather delay, that plays, and you're not playing at home. All those things are a factor. We down some our top guys on defense, and we still found a way to win, man. In spite of, and these injuries were just piling up left and right.
And these ain't just any injuries. These are like star players. Like, these are key guys that are injured. Like, you have a all pro in Micah Parsons. You have an all pro in Deron Bland. You have a Pro Bowler in DeMarcus Lawrence. Like, you're missing like key guys to your team. Like, we ain't just talking about just ordinary players. These guys are potential like game changers. And so, like,
Back.
when you're missing that does affect your team, because these guys, so now you're asking other guys to try to fill those shoes.
Facts. And but that goes back to good coaching. He had them guys prepared. That being prepared, because in previous times, man, we both know that wasn't the case. You get out there and it be it'd be a fire, like a forest fire, man. It just burnt up, man. Every which
I
way,
mean,
man.
but this is we talked about it last night. This is a team that feel like it has substance. It ain't just a flash in the pan. Like teams, we had the previous 2-3 years, they felt like just flash in the pan. Like if we don't have the highlight moments, we ain't got nothing.
Yeah,
Like if we don't rack up a bunch of sacks, or we ain't got a bunch of turnovers or a bunch of picks, or Dak don't come out and throw for 3-4 touchdowns, or CeeDee Lamb ain't got 100, 150 yards. Like we ain't like we won this game and CeeDee Lamb had like 60 yards.
60 yards. Yeah, he had 62 yards, five catches for 62.
So like
Yeah,
you know,
usually if it's yeah,
so like that's a team of substance. Like even though my best player ain't performing how we thought he was gonna perform, we still finding a way to win. Or even if we ain't got players that we need, we still find a way to win. Or we don't get a bunch of sacks, but we'll still find a way to get a stop.
facts.
And so
No, that
now,
you know that. It's, no, it's different than teams in the past. There, I don't know if it's because everyone involved, their backs is against the wall, or what, but it's you know it's different. That's for sure. Like you said, usually, CD Lamb only has 62 yards on 5 catches. You ain't winning, or Dak threw 2 picks and a fumble. There'd be a what show. So for them to have those type of statistics and still pull out a win, and then not only that, but was smart enough to realize that they was uh they was uh they was doubling CD. They was cradling him there. So for
I
them to
mean,
use that to their advantage, they used it to their advantage, and start utilizing Jalen Tolbert and let him get off, let him eat.
like CeeDee Lamb,
Also,
he was open a couple of times. Like That just stopped throwing to him. Like CeeDee Lamb, he's a head case. Like he
ooh,
has so much talent, and I know I'm stepping on some toes, but he is a head
hold on,
case.
hold on, hold on, hold on. You say he's a what?
A
I
head
got
case.
something for you. A damn hot take.
It's a hot take.
Oh, oh boy. Go ahead and go ahead and cook.
CeeDee Lamb is a head case. He's been a head case all season long, even all in the off season. His mama is addressing Dak. He got all his family members addressing Dak. Like that is out of line, man. Like you have to tell your family, hey man, chill. Like you're overstepping your bounds addressing this guy like this. And then when you go to the sideline, every time a play don't go the way that he wants it to go, or it failed, or whatever happens, I mean, he's just outraged on the sideline, and everybody can see it. He's yelling at Dak. He's saying this and that, and then it gets him so much out of his game that when it is time for him to make a play, he's either dropping the ball or he's just not into the game because he's such a head case. And it's like, man, you have to stay focused. He's not one of those guys that play good when he's mad. He needs to stay cool and calm. He's not one of those guys. And so I think I think that takes him out of his game, out of his element. We see the same thing happen in the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Well, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Like I said, the other day, I said I think he needs one of those veterans that kind of thick to get inside his behind and say, suck it up, get your head in the game focus. Everything is not gonna go your way. I think that's we kind of missing nowadays, especially in NFL. Man, you need one of them just hard nosed, just don't care vets, receivers that gonna get in your grill.
See,
You remember
you
how
want to take, but you want to take the diplomatic way. I like that Prescott way. You just
no,
not gonna get
oh
this.
no,
You just not gonna get this ball.
no, I love what Dak did. Don't get me wrong.
Like Dak had an
But that,
option on that fight, on one of those final plays. The screen pass to Hunter Lipke. If you go back and watch, CeeDee Lamb was wide open on the curl. Dak had an option to hit CeeDee Lamb on the curl, or he had an option to hit Hunter Lipke. He hit Hunter
I think it
Lipke
may
for a screen pass.
hey,
CeeDee Lamb was standing for it. Hunter Lipke did go for it. He went for a lot of yards, but normally you go for
for about 18.
Normally you go for your number one target, though.
Yeah,
especially if he's open. But I like that Prescott way. Oh, you feel that way? I'm giving you subpar balls. Let's see how many of those you get. Come here, Tolbert.
Yep.
You gonna be number one. Dak said I'll build you up and I'll take you down. Don't forget who was helping you get them 1,000-yard season. Don't forget, man.
Nah, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind what Dak did, but I still would think he needs, like I said, he needs that. There was just one veteran that just don't care, just gonna just let you know what it is, tell you to stop crying. You remember how Steve Smith was.
Mm-hmm.
He like, look, man, you ain't doing all this crying, man. Shut up, strap up, let's play some football, man. You got your money, you getting targets. Let's make the best of it, man. Everything is not gonna go the way we want it to go, so we're gonna have to adjust. Keep your head in the game. So I thought that Brandon Cooks would have been that guy to kind of help him out with that, but I don't know if he has that same, almost like a respect in that sense of,
I think
Brandon Cooks getting.
I think he does, but I just don't think that's his demeanor. I see Brandon Cooks as more of a cool, level-headed guy. Kind of, he kind of hey, let's bring everybody together. Let's kind of get this worked out and let's kind of mesh together. He's not the kind of I'm finna get in your face type of guy.
Yeah, maybe that's the case. But yeah, I'm not. I guess not, man. But we need. But I guess there's not really many left in the league that can actually do that. In that regard,
And you want to know? You want to know? You want to know what hurts? What hurts it is normally it's your quarterback, but Dak is so brutalized and so brutally talked about in the media that you really don't get that type of respect that you deserve. Because every time you hear Dak Prescott name, is negativity behind it, and
that's
so
nice.
like you don't hear like how you hear the other guys. So like I think Shannon Sharp said it the best this on First Take. He was telling Stephen A. Smith and Dan Orlovsky that if there was anybody else who made that last winning drive, we would been up here praising him. If there had been anybody else, but we're still looking for a way to scrutinize. Oh well, he threw 2 picks. He threw this. It's like, but did he find a way to win the game? Did he overcome it and win? It's like, oh well, yeah. He's like, well, you don't do other quarterbacks like that.
Nope.
He said
when it comes to Dak.
He said something that was key. He said, "Do you think Joe Burrow played better than Dak did yesterday?" Yeah, Joe Burrow threw for 500 yards. He threw for this and that.
And lost.
He said, but he lost. Well, yeah. He said, see, that's that loser mentality.
Loser mentality.
You rather have
Call the man a loser.
over a win. I mean, honestly, you have to say it. You rather have stats over a win.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Now, one thing I do respect CD for saying, they asked him like, "Hey, well, you didn't really get a lot of touches." CD said, "Well, we got the win.
We got the win. I respect him for that."
And I can respect him for saying that. He didn't go out and say, "Well, yeah, I want to get more involved, or I want to get more touches, or I think I should get this, or I felt like they really didn't come to me." He said, quite simply, "We got the win."
Facts.